What's up, bodybuilding fans? I'm your host, Jason Martinez. Welcome to Texas Bodybuilding News. In today's segment, Raw, kind of going to talk about this great story. It's out and about. The Kentucky Derby, underdog story. I wanted to show the small clip of the race. You can kind of see it's going to get a feel for it. So let's check this out. Okay.
Zozos is next after 3/4 in 1 minute 10 and 4/5 seconds. And now Epicenter comes splitting horses and is moving up quickly as Crown Pride takes the lead around the far turn. It is Crown Pride battling with Messier. They're stride for stride. Epicenter and Zozos in behind them. Cybernex sweeps up on the outside. Sandon gets the rail run and they're into the stretch. And it's Messier, Crown Pride, and Epicenter is coming up on the outside. Epicenter has taken the lead as they arrive into the final furlong. Sandon is coming after him. Epicenter and Sandon, these two, stride for stride. Simplification down the outside is next, but coming down to the wire. Epicenter, Sandon, Rich Strike is coming up on the inside. Oh my goodness, the longest shot has won the Kentucky Derby.
Wow. Wow. If that doesn't give you goosebumps and that doesn't give you that motivation and being the underdog and doing that and one of the biggest races ever, that's exciting to me. I wanted to research a little bit about the horse and the trainer and the jockey and stuff like that. So got some information here. So let's check that out. It's pretty interesting. Uh, okay, Rich Strike only got into the race because the 20 horse had scratch. Started from the worst post position on the outside of the track. His race career was 7 starts, 1 win. His jockey, Sonny Leon, had never been to the Kentucky Derby. His trainer, Eric Reed, has never raced a horse in the Kentucky Derby. Rich Strike was purchased in a claiming race last fall for 30,000. Not even $1 million horse. Odds were 80 to 1. 80 to 1. Rich Strike did what he was born and bred to do, which was to race. And boy, did he run his best ever and won the 148th Kentucky Derby. Rich Strike became the second longest shot to have won the Derby, ranking after Don Rell in 1913. Wow, if this doesn't give you goosebumps of an underdog's motivation story, to live by, another one to live by, get you off your ass and do something, with your goals and your life, stuff that, if this doesn't encourage us to never give up, even if you think you can't do it, even if people say you can't do it and don't believe in you, never freaking give up. Struck a memory of mine, in my bodybuilding career, how it all started, like I told you in my introduction, video, you guys go check it out, I mean, I know it was kind of condensed, it wasn't more elaborate, but I just want to tell you my side as an underdog story, my underdog story also as well, you know. I started bodybuilding back in 94, 95. After high school. I wasn't a very athletic individual, not playing sports, stuff like that, I was actually a drummer, in the percussion in the band, But when I started working out, I was about 125, 135, maybe, If you would have come and told me, hey, Jace, you keep working out, one day you're going to become a bodybuilder, a pro bodybuilder. I would have laughed at the time, because I would have been like, hell, there's no possible way, Look at me. How this guy this small going to become a pro bodybuilder, you know? But one thing that I realized through my bodybuilding career, you know, was that I had a mindset of always being that, being always the underdog, you know. I was never the biggest guy in the stage, but I always brought my symmetry, my conditioning, my posing, my class, everything, on stage. I remember one of my big motivation, mentors is Bernadette. I remember she told me that, and she even mentioned it at one time in a posing clinic. She was like, if you see this guy on stage, he just lights up the stage, you know. He might not be the biggest guy, but your eyes are always turned to him, you know. I had a small waist, I had the X frame, you know, physique, you know. But my thing was I knew I had to push more and do more, you know, just as this horse and jockey, you know. If nobody had believed in them, nobody thought they could win the Kentucky Derby in the first try, you know. But deep down, I believe the jockey believed in himself. The horse believed in himself. The trainer believed in his you know experience as a trainer. That that horse was destined to do greatness. And when you have that, no matter what people tell you, no matter what people outside tell you, yes, you're gonna have your support system. Yes, you're gonna have, as myself, I had my family support me into bodybuilding. I had friends, I had fans, people at the gym, oh man, you can do it, you can do it. But deep down, nobody, and I mean nobody, is gonna believe in your dream but you yourself. And I honestly believe that. Like, if I didn't believe in myself, if I didn't bust my ass in the gym, if I didn't, train my ass off, if I didn't eat my meals, if I didn't wake up to do my cardio, if I didn't do none of that stuff, I would have failed. Yeah. And then people would have been, it's okay, Jace. You get them next time. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just don't give up. Keep it on. But deep down, I knew I screwed myself because I knew I had a cheat meal, or I knew I didn't want to wake up and do my cardio, or I gave up right away during my weight training. But I truly believed in myself, and I truly believe that if I push myself and push myself, I can do this. And during my 13 years of bodybuilding, I had to take a step off. Like I mentioned, in '07 was my last time I competed, because of my business, the UFC. But throughout that, I went on a different venture. I went into boxing. A local pro boxer, Robert Lamanasa Garcia, asked me to be a strength conditioning coach. And me as a trainer, me as somebody that always wants to know more and do more, I researched what can I do to help him improve his game, what type of training. And the exchange was he'll help me and train me as a boxer, so I can learn how to box. I always love boxing, as a fan, So learning how to box correctly, I did that. So I went hard in it. I was doing my miles, in the morning with him. I mean, okay, I only did 3 miles, but he was doing crazy 5, 7 miles a day. But I was doing 3 miles a day. I was doing my pad work, condition work. So I lost a lot of my muscle at size. I got real conditioned. I was lean, lean. I would say maybe, 160, 165 lean. I mean, I was cutting lean. 7 years went by. 7 years, and got back into the bodybuilding again. 2013 when I did the men's physique. 2014 prepped myself for 2 shows, but I knew I had a drive in me still that if I push myself just enough, and push myself really into it and dedicate my time, I can get this done. And when I hired with my coach in 2015, I sincerely told myself, and I remember I told Gina at the time, my wife at the time, I remember telling her, just give me 2 years. Just give me 2 years, sorry about that. 2 years, and I'm gonna go hard, and I'm gonna give it all my God, everything I have, and I'm gonna try to see if I can be one of the best. I told myself that, and most people don't understand what it takes to get to that level of thinking, of discipline and sacrifice. You know, uh, I literally prepped, like I told you guys, 2 years with my coach. and during holidays, birthdays, etc., events, I miss sometimes. I miss them. I still took my food if I did go to, but my mindset was, if I'm going to invest this much time and sacrifice and money, I ain't doing this just for a trophy. I ain't doing it just to step on the national stage. Instead, I stepped on the national stage. I'm doing it to freaking win, man. I wanted to win. I wanted a place. I wanted to do it, do something impressive, impressing myself. I was never about the social media back then. I wasn't about getting satisfaction about, people, giving me the thumbs up and support and everything. This is something I chose to do. I chose to, you know, do the endless hours of cardio. I chose to eat strict 6, 7 meals a day. I chose to train even when I felt like shit to train. I chose all that. Nobody chose that, not me. My trainer, I mean my coach at the time, he would just help me with a supplementation protocol and nutrition. He'd give me tips on workouts, but the workouts were on my own. Waking up was on my own. Getting my cardio was on my own. Making sure I've ate my meals was on my own. My coach didn't call me or text me. Hey, Jace, did you do cardio today? Hey, Jace, so you make sure you're not cheating, Jace? Hey, no, none of that bullshit. None of that. It was all up to me. There was times we got tempted, yes, we're all human. But I told myself, if I'm going to endure this pain and sacrifice and take my body to the extreme, I ain't gonna fuck it up. I ain't gonna mess it up. Why? I had one goal to achieve. How far can I take my body? How far can I go to achieve something that has been wanted to, people to achieve down here locally? Make history down here as being the first pro men's bodybuilder. Yeah. But again, I'm a realist. So I told myself, well, let's see how these 2 years go. I'm going to give it all I have. So when I prepped for my first national show, which was the 2015, the Nationals NPC in December, and placing third, I had my first national show back with only one show in my belt, with my coach, only 2 shows with my coach. And that right there gave me the drive. It lit a fire in my ass to say, Jace, you can do this. You beat guys that have been at the national level, have been placing top 5 at the national. You beat them. You were one spot shy of getting the pro card. And it's funny that as it may seem, you would think I would get a lot more support and more fans down here or people to support me because what I did. And yes, I did have a couple, which, a small circle, true, loyal friends that supported me. But people were like hating on me, and didn't think I can do it, and I did that. So I knew as in deep inside, like I can achieve this. I got one more year to shot, one more year. I want to give it all I had. And that's what people don't realize. I didn't take weeks off. I didn't take a month off. I didn't go back to enjoying life and doing this. Hell no. I remember that same day I told my coach, "Hey coach, tomorrow let's get it back. I'm gonna get back." He actually had to tell me, "Jace, let's take a day off, enjoy, Chicago because that's where we're at. Enjoy a couple of days off, and we'll get back to you. I'll send him, the reverse diet. We'll get back to work." I said, "Coach, I'm ready, coach. I want to do this. I can do this." He said, "We'll get it done. I promise you, we'll get it." And I prepped, man. After that, I prepped and I stayed on prep through the holidays again, through a new year, 2016. You know, again, I believed in myself. I truly believe that I can do this. My mind was right. I literally told myself, no distractions. Do I regret it? No. Most people will regret doing, something like that. because they miss certain things. But that's something that you have to go to. You have to willingly sacrifice and miss things, and to achieve something that nobody can achieve. It's very rare that this elite IFBB Pro is. Not anybody can get it. It's only a few that put everything into it, and that's how seeing this, and it gave me goosebumps. It reminded me of me as an underdog. Again, I was always the smallest. If you go back to the pictures of the nationals, I was the smallest guy. I think I weighed in. My cutoff was 170. Our cutoff was middleweight was 176. I think I weighed in at 170. You know, and these guys were cutting weight to make 176, but they were on stage. Maybe about 180. On stage, and I was still about 170, after weigh-ins, and even with carving up. I mean, I remember, it was intense because I literally was eating burgers and fries to carve up because I was so depleted and so hard and so dry. It was just nuts, you know. I remember the morning of the prejudging, when I sent the pictures to my coach, he was like, "Damn, dude, like you got to eat, boy." And I was like, "Coach, I'm eating. I'm eating." And dude, he's telling me, and I remember he told me, go pick up two more burgers and fries." This was as soon as I woke up. So I think it was a 24-hour burger place. We ended up picking some burgers, and on the way to prejudging, I was eating my burger and fries. Trying to fill up and trying to, and man, I was that conditioning was just nuts. But kind of lost off track there. I know, but it's I believe in myself, and I truly believe in, and I was, I knew I can do this, and that's what come something like this is just so motivating. And when you see stuff like this, you should get that drive and courage and light under your ass to do something that you can do it. You know, believe in yourself. Nobody will believe in you. Yes, again, you will have good support. You will have, good support, but truly believe in you. You have to believe in yourself if you're destined to do greatness. If you really want to get anything, that double degree, if you want to get that job, you got to believe in yourself that you can achieve that. Yeah. So that was one of the greatest things, going into my second show, 2016, the North Americans, and that's even because I was not even prep. Like we weren't really focused on that. I was a warm up to go to nationals, but I mean we did our work still. But we were planning for nationals because nationals is nationals, one of the biggest national show, in NPC. So we went into the North Americans September, and I feel confident. I felt good because I had placed third in nationals. Some of the guys that were at nationals were there, seeing new faces, all of that. But when I went in stage and I went with the open, and I ended up placing fourth in the open, and then 35 up came up, and I was like, placed fourth in the 35 and up, and then the 40 came up, and I ended up playing first, and I was happy with this place, and I was because again we were battling against Canadians and Mexicans, because it's the North Americans allow Canada and Mexico to come in to compete in there. So beating some of the Canadians, the Mexicans, it was kind of like pretty cool because it's a big international show. I was already thinking, well, get back into the books. Got to go to, we still got work to do for December. I end up going up to the overalls because I end up playing first in the 40s, and I'm going to the overalls. And in the North Americans, it's a top three. So it was all the first place in the 40s and up. And I remember I was called the third one. You know, and I didn't expect that. I mean, I knew I did good. I knew we brought in a good package, but when I was called, you know, first, third runner up for the new IFBB Pro, Like that was like, wow, I did this. I truly believed it. I manifested. I put in the work, and I achieved it. You know, that was one of the biggest accomplishments that I've ever done. You know, and most people will never understand that. Because it's the IBB Pro bodybuilding. If you're not in the industry, it's not a big thing to you. You're like, oh, you're pro. Oh, that's cool, man. Cool. It's not like being an actor or being an NBA or NFL pro, where they get more recognition. But in our sport, if you're into the fitness industry, I mean that title right there, it's very elite title, you know. So don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on what you want to do. Believe in yourself because nobody will believe that much into you unless you believe in yourself. So go out there, strive for the best, put in your work. You gotta put in the damn work, people, no matter what it is. Nobody's gonna push you. Nobody's gonna, call you in the morning. Nobody's gonna tell you to get your homework done. No one's gonna tell you to, do great in your job so you can get that promotion. Nobody's gonna do it for you. Nobody. As sad as it is, it's up to you. Believe in yourself, put in the work, and achieve greatness. Bottom line. You know, it is what it is. It's truly is that. So just wanted to come out here and talk about my underdog story. As this interesting story came up in my newsfeed. I mean, I would have loved to watch it live. You know, so watching it, on the replays was pretty interesting. So I know he's supposed to race coming up, so I got to watch that. Let's see how he's gonna do. Now all eyes are on him. They're gonna say, what can he do next? Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell button to get notification for our latest podcasts, and share with your friends. Follow us on IG, Texas Bodybuilding News. For coaching, check out my website, coachjasonmartinez.com. On IG, Team Jack. Also, comment below. Let me know about your underdog story if you have one. So make sure you give a video a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Till next time, get the last rep in. Stay healthy. Peace. If you guys are interested in some great supplements, link is in the description. Jack Factory, check them out. Good line of good quality supplements. Use my code Jason, get 15% off the products. If there's some products you're trying to, you want to know more about, direct message me.